White onion and red onion. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a happy family. A father, a mother, and their teenage daughter named White Onion. However, one day, White Onion's mother fell ill and passed away. White Onion and her father was broken-hearted and devastated by the mother's death. Since then, White Onion lived only with her father. Since then also, a widow with one daughter from that village often came over to White Onion's house, bringing food or simply accompanying White Onion and her father to chat. However, White Onion's father was a traveling merchant and thus often went far away for a long period of time. Concerned with his daughter's condition, who was often left alone, White Onion's father decided to remarry to the widow. Thus, White Onion got a stepmother and a stepsister named Red Onion. White Onion's father hoped that Red Onion could accompany and help White Onion so that White Onion does not feel sad or lonely. Even though both are equally beautiful, White Onion and Red Onion had very different nature and personality. White Onion was very diligent, kind, sincere, and humble, whereas Red Onion was very lazy, extravagant, haughty, and got jealous very easily. White Onion's stepmother and stepsister actually has a rotten nature too. They were very kind at first, but in the end only acted kind to White Onion when her father is home. When her father went to trade, they treated White Onion as if she was a slave and told her to do all household chores while they only sat idly without doing anything. The stepmother also pampered Red Onion and gave her anything she wanted, but never even once gave the same treatment to White Onion. White Onion can only experience the warmth of a family when her father was home. White Onion also did not tell her father about her stepmother and stepsister, as she did not want her father to feel down again. Ever since he remarried her stepmother, her father no longer transfixed on his first wife's death. Unfortunately, the father also fell ill not long after and also passed away. Without the father's presence, White Onion's stepmother and stepsister became even more unbearable. Every day, White Onion had to do all household chores, preparing water for a bath, cooking, washing clothes, cleaning the house, taking care of their livestock, and sending to the farm, everything she did from dawn till late at night. White Onion also had to serve their every whim without breaks, until one day her stepmother told White Onion to wash their clothes in the river. White Onion, wash these dirty clothes and make sure nothing got damaged or lost. Yes, mother, answered White Onion. While White Onion was washing those clothes in the river, accidentally one of Red Onion's favorite shawl got washed away by the stream. Even though she was scared she was going to get punished or even kicked out of the house, White Onion went home and told them the incident. Red Onion and her stepmother instantly chewed on White Onion. You fool! Red Onion's favorite shawl is very expensive. A child like you won't be able to pay it for your whole life. Quickly search for it and do not come back until you found that shawl. Downhearted, White Onion went along the river for that shawl until late at night, but she still could not find it. In the middle of searching, White Onion found a small hut where an old grandmother lived. The old grandmother lived alone but kindly let White Onion to come in and stay for the night. The old grandmother also asked White Onion what she was doing out there all alone. Then White Onion told her of the incident that had befallen her and also about Red Onion's lost shawl. Did Grandma see any washed away shawl? Asked White Onion. I accidentally found a shawl while throwing water from the river. Maybe it's your sister's? Said the old grandmother. It is true that the shawl found and kept by the old grandmother was Red Onion's favorite shawl that was washed away. It's a pity, I truly like this shawl, said the old grandmother. All right, I will return this shawl to you, but you have to accompany and help me here for a week. It's been so long since I have a chat with anyone. How about it? All right, Grandma, I will accompany Grandma for a week. Don't get bored on me now. With joy, White Onion accepted the terms and lived with the old grandmother for a week. While there, White Onion was very diligent in helping with the old grandmother's household chores. Because of this, a week later, the old grandmother was very pleased with White Onion and not only gave her Red Onion's shawl back, but also offered a gift for White Onion. The old grandmother brought along 2 pumpkins of different sizes and told White Onion to pick one of them to take back home. White Onion, take one of these 2 pumpkins as a gift from me, said the old grandmother. At first, White Onion refused. However, for politeness' sake, she chose the smaller pumpkin in the end. White Onion reasoned that she was afraid she is not strong enough to carry the bigger pumpkin. The old grandmother simply smiled after hearing White Onion's explanation. After saying her thank you and farewell, White Onion went back home and returned Red Onion's shawl to her. However, her stepmother was furious because White Onion neglected her chores for a week and came back with only one small pumpkin. She took away the pumpkin from White Onion's hand and furiously slammed the pumpkin to the ground. The pumpkin cracked. However, from that cracked pumpkin came out shimmering gold and gems. White Onion's stepmother, who saw it, immediately snatched all those gold and forced White Onion to tell them from where did she obtain the pumpkin. With this many gold and gems, they would become extremely rich. After hearing White Onion's story, the greedy Red Onion and her mother snapped and reprimanded White Onion instead for not taking the bigger pumpkin. Then, greediness took over the materialistic heart of White Onion's stepmother. She told her daughter Red Onion to do the same exact thing as White Onion did come next morning, with the hope of getting the magic pumpkin that was bigger and surely had more in content. Red Onion, go to that old grandmother and pick the biggest pumpkin. Inside it there must be even more gold and gems, said her mother to Red Onion. Thus, Red Onion went along the river and found the old grandmother's hut and lived there for a week. While there, Red Onion was very lazy and refused to help the old grandmother even a little bit on her household chores. After 1 week passed and it was time for Red Onion to go back home, the old grandmother, who was displeased with Red Onion, told her to go home without giving her any gifts. "Hey old woman, aren't you supposed to give me a pumpkin? I've wasted a week time just for you," said Red Onion snobbishly. The old grandmother stared at Red Onion for a moment before also bringing out 2 pumpkins in different sizes and telling Red Onion to pick one of them to take back home. Without thinking, Red Onion told the old grandmother to give her the bigger pumpkin, and then she immediately ran back home without so much as a thank you or a farewell. Once she got home, her mother saw the pumpkins brought back by Red Onion and felt immensely happy because she was sure there are a whole lot of gold in it. To prevent her from seeing or even ask for his share, they told White Onion to go out and wash their clothes in the river. After White Onion left, Red Onion and her mother locked themselves in their room and immediately cracked open the big pumpkin. In their dreams, gold and gems in abundance will come out of that pumpkin. However, in reality, it was not gold or gems that was contained within. From that big pumpkin came out hundreds of snakes, scorpions, centipedes, and other venomous animals. Those animals then bit the greedy Red Onion and her mother straight away. Those mother and daughter died because of their own greediness, while White Onion now lived alone. However, thanks to her diligent and kind nature, White Onion was loved by the people of the village, and White Onion lived happily ever after.